Okay, perfect. We'll get started. So good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us for this month's GO1 product and content webinar. My name's Erin. I'm part of the GO1 product team, and today it will be myself, Russ, one of our product managers, and Mitch, one of our GO1 content experts, who'll be online to walk you through the latest product and content updates. Okay, so to get us started, a quick overview of what you'll see. So this morning, our main demo will be of the new and improved GO1 Groups feature. After that, I'll walk you through the new course editor. That does also include the reuse feature. And then Mitch will wrap us up with his GO1 premium content update. Just a bit of housekeeping, pop your questions in the chat. We do have a bit to get through, so I've got Susan from the product team online who will be there to answer your questions. If she doesn't get to them, she'll also email you a response. Okay, so to get us started, I might hand over to Russ, our product manager of the groups feature. So he's going to talk through the new feature and give us a little demo.
Okay, I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, just checking, Erin, that you and everyone else can see that screen.
Yes, we can.
All right, you can see that I am logged in to GO1, and now you'll see that there's actually a groups feature up here. Okay, so I'm going to take you through a bit of a demo of groups, and then we'll come back and I'll sort of explain a few little pointers on groups as to why we've done that and that sort of stuff. But the first thing that I'm going to show you is that I've actually got two browsers open. The first one here is I'm a student. You can see Russ Student up here in the top right-hand corner. If I toggle that, I am now over here in another account, which is Russ Francis, which is an administrator. So as an administrator, what I'm going to do is go into the group section for my portal, and you'll be able to see that I don't have any groups here. You'll notice that there's a new look and feel that we're rolling out across all of GO1, and each new major feature that we release will have this new look and feel to it. And we're pretty excited to be able to bring that to you. Now, I have groups here, and there's absolutely nothing in here. This is brand new, fresh portal. What we'd be able to do here with this one is groups. These are the groups that I create myself and that I can see and that I have joined. And then there are other groups that have been set. Their sharing settings have been set so that we can all see those within this portal, and I can explore through those groups, just like we explore through content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a group here. Now, the typical use case that we're going to run through here is an administrator who's looking after a portal and wants to be able to create a group of content that they can assign to a specific group of individuals at work. So that might be a compliance-based issue. I might say, right, I want everyone who's in the office group, and we'll do that now, create a new group. You can see the dialog pops here to create a group. We'll call this office staff, business skills. Okay, we can give it a description. And we can also upload an image to make it look pretty. Okay, so we've actually now given all of the information we need to create our first group. If I click the create button, you'll notice that this metaphor is going to be similar across all of GO1, where you'll have an initial dialogue pop up to be able to quickly create some content. And then once you've done that, you'll be able to jump in and actually edit whatever that is. Okay, in this case, it's a group. All right, so once I'm in here, I can actually continue to edit this. Okay, or I can actually go off and enable this group as a discussion group, which was one of the very first reasons that we had groups within the GO1 platform way back in the day. So we can still use that feature, but what we're going to use this group for is to be able to assign some content to an individual person, but it could be a group of people. Okay, so up here, I've got a few more little sort of housekeeping things. I can go off and delete this group if I wanted to, and I can set its visibility. Okay, I'm not going to jump into that right now because I'll give a bit more of a demonstration of the visibility and access in a minute. I'm just going to save my changes there. Okay, and I'm into viewing my group. Okay, now the first thing you want to do when you create a group is you want to assign some learning to that group. So this account has, of course, our premium content. So I'm going to look for business skills, and here's a nice biz library piece of content. I'm going to put that into the group. Okay, the next thing I'm going to want to do, once I've loaded up all the content that I want in that group, I'm going to want to add some members to that group. Okay, so I'm going to add my student, Russ. Okay, now your job as an administrator is done. You've got a group here. It's got one member in it. We can put as many members in that as we like, and it's got some content in it. Okay, so I've built my group. I'm going to flip browsers now over to Russ Student, and I'm going to go to the groups, and I can see that that group is now available for me. And when I explore on that group, I can look into it and actually go off and start that content. See that I'm already joined to that group because the administrator said, I want Russ to be in that specific group. Okay, so this is how I can quickly assign training to a group of people without having to go into every single one of those people's accounts and actually assign that training one at a time. Okay, so this is a very powerful tool, and it's a great tool for the administrators. If I flip back to the administrator now, I'm going to create another group, and we'll call this maybe the warehouse group. Okay, so this is for my warehouse staff. Okay, I'm going to create that group. And of course, each time I create anything these days, I'll end up in my editing window. This time I'm going to add another picture up the top here, but I'm going to do it at this screen. Okay, and this time I'm going to actually go off and set some visibility and access. Maybe I've got some optional training for warehouse. So I want anyone within my company to be able to join into that, but I don't specifically say, right, you have to do this specific training. So this is more for optional training across the organization. So I go into the visibility and access, and I can see that I can add this content just generically to my portal. So I click the add button, okay, and now that is added to my portal, and I save that change. Okay, if I flip browsers again, back over to Rush Student, and I go back to groups, if I click on the explore button now, I've now got a group here. Now, this was a group that was specifically assigned to me, but these are groups that are available to me as a user in this portal, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to join that group. I think, well, that sounds like interesting content. Click the join button. Okay, I've successfully joined that. If I go back to my groups now, see here, now I'm in two groups, okay? I'm in my warehouse group that I joined myself. I'm in the office staff business skills because that was one that was assigned to me. And if I explore now, there's no more other groups for me to look for, okay? Now, the third and final use case that I'm going to go through is imagine if you're a content partner and you want to be able to distribute your content out to other portals, okay? So again, we could go into our group section. We can create content, and we'll call this the Compliance Training 101. We might add an image for that. And we'll create that group. Okay. What I'm going to do now is under the visibility and access, I'm actually going to search for another portal within the GO1 platform. Okay, so I'm actually allowed to distribute content to the GO1 product demonstration portal, and I'm going to add that portal. Okay. If I hop out of there and save. Okay, so I can see here as an administrator, I've created 3 groups that I can see all of those groups in my groups because I created them. If I flip back over to Russ the student and I look at his groups, he can only see 2. Okay, because I am not in that portal, the demonstration portal. But if I swap portals, and go to the demonstration portal, and I go to groups, and I explore, there it is, Compliance Training 101. So that situation there could be that I'm a content provider and I have created a group and I actually sell that group to this other portal. That's fantastic. So I can now sell content in a bulk. I can assign content in bulk to other portals as well if I'm a portal administrator across multiple portals. So if I control various different offices or have different portals for different state offices, then I can control the flow of training out to those and put it together and out to those different portals that that we belong to. All right, I'll hand back over to Erin now, and thank you very much for that one.
Thank you, Russ. Really exciting there. So hopefully we can see the screen. Just as a background for the new groups feature, all our EAP customers will have this enabled on their portal in a week's time. So Monday, the 4th of March, you can look forward to seeing that. Really excited. We do think it will address many of the old issues some of our customers have raised about groups, who owns the group, who are the group members, so on and so forth. So look out for that. Now, moving on, I'm just going to briefly talk you through the new course editor, which includes the reuse functionality, which we've released to make it easier and quicker for you to create and build out your courses. So if I go to my other tab, here we are. So this is the new course edit mode available for all courses. And as you can see, I've already started creating a course to onboard my new sales team. Within the course, we've got multiple modules, and within each module, I've added some learning items, so documents, text, whatever item you want to add. Essentially, the adding is the same flow as the original course edit feature that you're probably used to. We just think it's a smoother user experience. So what I mean by that is I can just select here, add learning. You can choose from whatever learning you want to add. I'll do text because it's easy. Just this is a test. I select create. That's the title of my text learning item. And I come to the right here and I can complete the item, fill in the content essentially. So I press edit and it should take me to the edit mode for the learning item. Here's where I would add more detail. And if you were creating a document learning item, this is where you would upload the document, Weblink, you put the Weblink here, you press save and exit, and voila, it's in my course. Now, also as part of this feature, which is more exciting, we think, is the ability to reuse standalone learning items within your course. Now, what I mean by learning item, to confirm, we've had some questions about this, is a standalone learning item is what you can see here. So documents, interactives, links, text, videos. Essentially any content that you can create outside of a course and then include in a course. So the idea behind this feature was you could create a library of these standalone items, which you can then use across different courses. And within these standalone items, it would be content that wouldn't be unique to a specific course. That way, in some cases, you'll only have to create one item once and you can reuse it multiple times. So as you can see, I've been playing around and I've created an item here called the GO1 travel policy. I figured this item would be relevant to an onboarding course, an induction course, and it would be the kind of item that would be relevant to different departments' onboarding courses. It wouldn't change. So I've got my item, I've created and published that. If I jump back in my course, how I could reuse that item is I just select document because that's the type of item it was, and I search GO1 travel policy. And here it's already popped up. So the course editor recognizes that this is an existing document item I've already created, and I can pop it in, and now it's in my course. I can move it around wherever I want, and it's that easy. Now, just remember, sorry, if you are reusing standalone learning items, the sharing permissions of that item have to be equal to the sharing permissions of this course. So I've shared this course to the product portal as can enroll. That would mean I would have to make sure the reused standalone learning item has the same sharing permissions for the course to publish. Now, the really other cool feature, which is part of the new course edit experience, is you might have noticed here on the side, there's a whole heap of premium interactive files, which you can now include within your course to complement the content you've already got. So I can either choose from the side search bar here, or I can simply add interactive file. I might want to add some more content about bullying and maybe cyberbullying. Here we go. So there's an interactive premium file there from ME Learning. I can pop that in, and that can complement the content I've already created within my course. So basically, the look and feel of the editor is a bit different. It's got the same learning item creation functionality you'd be used to, but it has these new features as well. So you can reuse the standalone items, or you can add these premium interactives. Now, when I go to publish, what you'll also see is a new course overview. So this is the new course overview applicable to all courses, and this is what your learners will see. We think it's really great. You can see all the content within each module, and once I've completed that content, the little button will go green. It does have the same functionality and the original tabs you were used to as well, the My Progress report settings. Okay, so with this new course experience and course editor, we are rolling it out to all our customers, and we are in the process of that. So some of you probably already have this and have played around with it. Now, if you don't have the functionality yet, it will be coming to your portal really soon. I suggest chat to your customer success manager for some more information if you're really keen to get started with the new editor. I'll roll out the product part of the webinar today by just touching on some of our interesting minor updates we've recently or in the process of making to the platform. Now, you've probably heard we're constantly improving our search results, and one of the latest improvements we are making is to expand search terms so you get more accurate results and you can find the content you really want. Now, what does that mean? What does that look like? So here in the past, if you'd searched an acronym, OHS, which is probably one of our bigger content areas, you would have only got 57 results for that search. That's because our search dictionary wasn't really great at recognizing acronyms. Well, now with this change, if you search OHS, you're going to get more results. And these results include courses that will be tagged as workplace health and safety, WHS, occupational health and safety. So we've broadened our search dictionary, and in turn, we've improved the quality of results that you're going to get. This is one of the many search updates we're making, so watch this space. There'll be a lot more coming this way. And another little update we're trying to make, is to make it easier for yourself or your learners to access and use GO1 for informal learning. Now, the first phase of this change that we've made is that Weblink content will now open as an iframe within your portal. Really exciting. It means no more new tabs, and it means you can read things like blogs or articles directly within GO1. It means also you can take advantage of all the new and quality content articles we've actually added to the marketplace recently. So you might have noticed there's lots of articles on emerging workplace topics like artificial intelligence, the future of work. You can now read these direct in your platform, and it's part of our experience to make GO1 the central place for all your learning. So watch this space as well. Now, I will pass over to Mitch for content updates. FYI, look out for some really exciting changes to content recommendations for learners and administrators. That's something we're working hard in the product team at the moment, alongside many other little minor updates that we'll be making. Okay, so over to you, Mitch. I might just mute myself.
Thank you, Erin. Good morning, everyone. Excited to bring you some updates from the world of GO1 content, and particularly the GO1 Premium offering. So my role in GO1 is to source a lot of the content that you can find in your GO1 portal, and I'm really excited to bring you some updates from my team. So the last time you may have checked, around November last year, December last year, we only had around 5,000 learning items in GO1 Premium, Global Premium, and that's now grown to be 13,000. We did have around 40 providers in December, and we now have 53. Someone's just said in the chat, they can't hear me. So can everyone hear me? Or Erin, can you hear me? Beautiful. All right. So we did have 40 providers. We now have 53. And we now really excited to let you know that we have relevant and localized content for 6 different regions around the globe. So previously we had a bit of an issue with, I'm a US customer and I can only find content that has a UK accent, or I might be a UK customer and I can only find content that has a US accent. So we now have content that is relevant for all regions around the globe. So US, UK, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and a couple of others that we now have content available for. And that comes in more than 15 languages across a range of different topics. and really excited to let you know that we now have some CPD accredited training in our library, which I'll touch on a little bit later in the presentation. And also, it's an evergreen content library. So we're always adding content to increase the variety of training and topics available, and to increase the depth of coverage that we have across those topics. Talk to you a little bit about some of the new providers that we have in Premium that you may not have seen yet. So Sigos is a French soft skills training company. They're really well known around the globe, and they really specialize in multilingual soft skills training. So Sigos has training that can be used in 15 different languages, which is really exciting. That means if you have workers, if you're a multinational and you have employees all around the world, you can use Sigos for all your soft skills training. They have around 88 courses which have just launched into Global Premium. Mind Channel is another one which has just launched recently. So they're again another multilingual soft skills training provider, and they specialize in micro learning. So all their content is video content, and it touches on a number of topics like communication, leadership, management, all these sort of popular soft skills and general professional development topics. Jennison is another one which has just launched. They're actually the parent company of one of our other popular providers, MicroLearn. And they really specialize in business skills training, Microsoft Office, a number of different things that are related to Microsoft Office. So, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, all these sort of common MS Office training that's always requested via GO1. The Expert Academy is a really cool one. So this is sort of general professional development training, and it's really driven by experts or thought leaders in their field. So there's a couple of courses in there, like how to start a startup in 15 days, or a digital marketing course which is run by an expert in digital marketing. So some really cool courses in there. There's only about 20 of them, but we will be increasing that library over the next few months. Vital Learning, they're one of our US providers, soft skills and general professional development. Channel 1 Media is an Australian company, which I'm really excited about. So if you're in Australia and you're looking for more video-based, WH&S compliance training that's really short and to the point, Channel 1 is one that you should definitely check out. RSM Consulting is a European provider who will be relevant for, I believe they have some content for the US and also for the UK in the compliance and WH&S space. Know How Do is an interesting one. If you get a chance, go and look up Know How Do, and I would consider them to be lifestyle learning. So it's a bit of alternative sort of learning. There's a course in there about how to be a magician and some other really sort of interesting offbeat topics. CPD for Me is another one that's just launched in Australia. So this is one that I'm really excited about. We now have CPD accredited training for lawyers in the GO1 Premium library. So you can access these webinars, and your employees will be able to earn CPD points. And there's around 80 webinars for legal professionals in that suite currently. It will be growing out to be around 120 webinars, and that will include things like tax and accounting CPD accredited training as well. So really excited about that one, and one to watch over the coming months as we add more content into that library. And finally, we have added a replacement chain of responsibility course. So I know this is one that comes up regularly with our customers. We did have a provider who unfortunately has left GO1, and they used to be our chain of responsibility provider, but really excited to announce Cognate as one of our new providers. They really specialize in chain of responsibility. They've got a lot of background working in the mining and resources and transportation spaces, so their chain of responsibility course is top notch for anyone in Australia. We do have some new courses from existing providers as well. So Biz Library, really excited about that one. It's now grown out to the entire library in GO1 Premium is 7,000 courses. Biz Library is really well known in the US. Unfortunately, it's not available for our US customers just yet, but it is available in Australia, UK, and anywhere else around the globe. So that covers off a range of different topics, soft skills, general professional development, workplace health and safety, finance, healthcare, you name it, it's probably in the Biz Library collection. Skills Hub has added some new courses, general professional development training, particularly for anyone in the UK. That's a nice one. Catalyst Education has added some aged care courses to the library, about 10 aged care courses. They're an Australian provider. NSpark is a US soft skills provider, but has been quite well received by our customers all around the globe. And they've added around 15 new courses into the library. Manager Foundation, I think I saw Keith actually on the call. So hello, Keith, if you're there. But Manager Foundation is an Australian training provider, really specializes in leadership and management training. And they've added some new courses to the library. Learning Planet has added some more soft skills, micro-learning videos to the library, and Micro-Learn likewise. So that's essentially what we've added to the library over the last couple of months. So we've been very busy, and we do have a focus in the content team on making sure that the library is evergreen and that we're always growing, always adding more variety and choice. And that if we don't have coverage in a particular topic area or or a vertical in industry, that we're out there and we're trying to find it. So yeah, some of the benefits that you'll be able to get out of the GO1 Premium library now is, like I said at the start of the call, if you're a multinational, we now have training which is relevant for a global audience. There's more variety and choice than ever. So, previously there might have only been 1 or 2 providers who cover off a certain topic. There's now, most topics, particularly in the general professional development and soft skills space, there's oftentimes 5, 10 providers who will provide the topics that you're looking for. There's more micro-learning and video-based content than ever, which is, micro-learning is super popular across the learning and development space at the moment. And it's a trend which isn't going away. So we've realized that, and we're adding more micro-learning and video-based content to the library. There's global compliance and workplace health and safety. So if you have employees who work in offices all around the globe, you can meet their needs through the GO1 Premium library. And you're likely to get better learner engagement out of the library now because there's so much choice, there's so much variety. There's so many different courses, and we're really increasing the quality of provider as we grow. And that means that your learners are always going to be engaged. They're finding courses which are relevant for them. And they're participating in their learning and development programs as they should be. So thank you all for coming along this morning, and super excited to bring you those updates. I'll pass it back to Erin now.
Perfect. Great. Thank you, Mitch. We always love a content update, what's happening in that space. Now that's it for today. We really hope you've enjoyed the webinar. There's a bit of updates here, some reminders. Keep your eyes on the blog. go1.com/blog has all the latest updates about courses, content providers, GO1 events. We have some meetups next week. There's feature release notes on the blog. Lots is always happening, so keep your eyes on that. And if you have questions, shoot us an email at product@go1. Susan and I are always happy to answer your questions. Thanks everybody for joining.